Hey, are you concerned about protecting that brand new pretty sled that you just got? Here's the solution. Use SledSend24 for a 15% off discount code on some backwoods bumpers, the industry leader in performance protection.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's what Gabe would say.
Catch you with our boots.
Got my boot wet.
Oh, Shay, when you were like, "Can you say that again, please?"
When he said boot?
Yeah. He's like, "Hey, can you say that again, please?" I lost it because I knew exactly why you wanted him to say it again.
All right, guys, welcome back to the next episode of the SledSend podcast. Coming back at you with another mobile truck episode. Our schedules have been pretty busy the last few weeks. And the four of us have not been able to get lined up until, honestly, this last weekend at Albany Lodge. But we wanted to do an episode recap of the first ever SledSend ride that we had up in North Idaho the first weekend of February.
Cocolalla.
Yeah, Cocolalla. So let's just get right into it. So that whole concept and idea was something that we talked about quite a while ago. And the idea was to do a big social media giveaway for free for 6 winners to come ride with us and some special guests, Jaden Ballard with Coeur Freshies and Justin Ponsor with Sled USA. Staying at an awesome lodge in, like Kobe said, in Cocolalla, North Idaho. It's, I don't know, half hour north of Coeur d'Alene.
Aspen Creek Ranches.
Aspen Creek Ranch, yep. Shout out to Cody Hoffbauer, one of our old riding buddies that was around where we lived during the very beginning of the SledSend podcast. He moved up there, I don't know, 2 years ago now, probably?
Yeah,
a while ago.
Something like that.
Positive, yep.
But yeah, so we did the, we reached out to Jaden and Justin to make sure that they were game to, come partake in that event. And they were super down for it. And so we shot that video and posted it on Instagram, and it took off. It did really, really well. I think it was a unique concept to be able to pick not one, but 6 winners to come to an event like that, and their only expense was their travel expense. So the food and the lodging was completely free for the winners. So we used some software stuff to pick out the winners. We picked 6, and then right before the event, one of them had to back out. So unfortunately, we only had 5, and it was too close to be able to coordinate with somebody else for them to come. But and then we also, Justin and I reached out to Polaris to see if they wanted to pitch in some goodies for the event. And so they sent out a big package with a bunch of t-shirts and hoodies and beanies and stickers and stuff for the winners. So that was kind of cool to be able to give that to the 5 guys that won. But yeah, so it was the 4 of us went, and then we had the 850 Brown Bandit, Mr. Jose.
Mr. Up Down.
One of our ambassadors, Mr. Up Down. He rolled with us, and then we had another ambassador, Justin Wicke, that drove 26 hours from Wisconsin to be there. And then we had special guests, Justin Ponsor and Jaden Ballard, and then also
Hayden Troop.
Yeah, Hayden Troop. I was trying to think, because he
came the second day.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because he was busy with family stuff. No, he was
there the first.
He was there the first. He was there for both days.
Yeah. Just didn't come that first night.
He didn't come.
That was it. Yep.
That first night to stay with us.
He met us up at the parking lot when we had all of our trouble.
The next, yeah.
He was waiting on us.
So, your boys' first reaction to the lodge?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Sick.
Yeah, the way that's set up is amazing. And they have a hot tub, so what's not to love?
That was one of the coolest places I've stayed at.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful scenery too.
It had a
like
freaking
that whole little
drum.
ranch.
Yeah, it was only about 40 minutes from the riding zone, if that.
Yep, I think so.
So the logistics was pretty sick. The lodge was huge. I mean, it accommodated all of us. I mean, in total there was 16 of us.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
big group.
And then we hired a private chef to come cook all of our dinners and breakfasts.
I got killed it.
Yeah.
Which I think was probably the highlight of the event, because
so good.
the snow was not great. We had I don't know how far of gravel
snow.
road.
We had a horrible snow. I don't know, 2 miles of gravel,
Oh, shit.
maybe more.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. But
2 miles of solid gravel, and then probably another mile of in between snow and gravel.
Yeah, we made the best of it though. Yeah, it was cool the first day there. I mean, everybody was kind of obviously on different travel schedules and stuff. But you know, so we just hung out, and obviously I didn't know. I knew one of the winners. He was actually Alex Everett, my tattoo guy. And so it was cool for, you know, everybody to meet everybody. It was
Sledders, yeah, from all over the place.
Shay, I think that was your first time meeting Ponsor and the Coeur Freshies boys, wasn't it?
Yes,
in person.
Yeah, that was the first time. I'd met Jaden, I think, in passing, like I met him at the Spokane Snow Show.
Oh yeah,
a month
that's
or so
right.
before that.
That's right.
But first time meeting Ponsor. Yep.
Yeah, and then
Hayden as well.
Yeah, Hayden.
Yep.
Yeah, that was my first time meeting Hayden, and then obviously Jeff, you knew Ponsor and Jaden already from podcasts, and then you met Jaden and Scott at Heydays.
I am Ponsor
for
Oh yeah, I'd already met. Yeah,
okay.
Dude,
That's
Heydays is like the number one. If you want to meet anybody in the snowmobile industry, just go to Heydays. It's simple.
Yep, absolutely. But and then all the winners and stuff. It was just a cool overall environment that first night for everybody to just hang out and get to know each other. And
it was sick because me and T. Smith, we left super early. I remember when we got up there, we was just chilling at the lodge. Nobody there yet, and me and him were just chilling in the hot tub, just waiting for everybody to show up. And
eating grandma's cookies.
Yeah. How many cookies did we have in total?
I don't know, 17 dozen or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. A lot.
Almost
of cookies.
17 dozen, plus my grandma made 2 or 3 dozen, and our chef made like 2 dozen as well.
Yeah, plenty of chocolate chip cookies.
It was insane.
Yeah, so that first night we hung out, had an awesome dinner, and then
What was first night? I forgot. What did we have? That was that squash. That was that squash deal, wasn't it?
The chili stuff.
Yeah, the chili. Yeah,
it was fire.
Butternut squash chili or something.
I don't even like
with homemade cornbread.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir. That was good.
I don't even like butternut squash. And
Hey, quit moving your foot down there, dude.
I
Phenomenal.
love butternut squash. Quit moving your foot down there.
Safety first.
Jeez, crabby.
Looks like we might drive into some weather here.
Yeah, it looks pretty nasty.
But yeah, so the
Storm
first night was
chasing.
super cool, and then the first day started off super sick. So we all loaded up and
Banger breakfast.
banger breakfast. That was waffles and stuff, right?
Yeah.
We might
Shay
need to pause here for the weather, but
Shay was set up at the bottom of the driveway.
Yep. We all did a roll by for the camera. Oh, this is some hail.
Should we cut it?
No.
Yeah, let's pause it.
Pause.
No, let's leave
No?
it. Yeah, let's.
Okay, pause.
Pause. All right.
Hey, what's up guys? I want to take a quick second to introduce another one of this year's sponsors. We have RSI. So the handlebar setup on your sled is arguably probably one of the most important components on your whole setup. So definitely check out their site. They've got a ton of different products, and use SledSend 24 at checkout for a discount.
Unpause.
And we're back.
And we're back. Okay, so
Shay set up at the bottom of the driveway.
Yeah, Shay was set up with the camera. We did our roll by, and then we just kept going to go meet at the gas station.
And then classic name.
Bish's
RV.
And then we got a phone call. So how did your day go, Shay?
It was good. It was cool. It was a good little side mission. Felt a little bad. So I wasn't actually up there. I was down getting ready to get the rolling shots. Ponsor was getting ready to pull out. Ended up grenading his driver's side front CV axle. Drove down the driveway, I don't know, maybe like 120, 150 yards. Pulled over and was taking a look at everything, and realized it was just done for. Who was with him? Justin was with him.
I had his sled loaded on there.
Yep.
Wiki.
And then we kind of just ended up, Jose was with me. We kind of ended up just making the decision like, hey, it's Saturday. Let's get this fixed today. There's plenty of resources around. Let's utilize them.
Check reported ahead on I-84 West.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, it's construction zone 65.
We'll slow her on down.
Watch her, boys. Watch her.
Watch her.
If she goes, watch
Dude,
her.
It would be kind of cool to get pulled over and get the cop on the podcast.
Maybe someone else could do it. I don't think I need that right now. We'll bird dog this Audi real fast. Ooh, that was a good one. And just stay with them. But yeah, so anyways, unloaded Wiki sled. He went up to catch up with you guys. Me and Ponsor and Jose stayed back to try and get a CV axle. I think Ponsor's truck is a 15 or 16 GMC. Called a lot of places. No one had a axle, just big chillin'. And then Jose had the idea to call. Do you remember what that place is called, Jeff? Out of Spokane.
He was saying it.
Spalding's, yeah. Spalding's in Spokane. They had one. So we were getting ready to load up. And then we noticed that the front passenger side tire had actually picked up part of the grenaded bearing out of the CV axle in Ponsor's tire. Like, it was just embedded in the tire. We didn't want to pull it because we weren't really sure if it was all the way through or not. So jacked the truck up real fast, took the tire off, tossed it in the back of the truck. We smashed out to Spalding's, but between Cocolalla and Spokane, we stopped in Rathdrum at the Les Schwab there, dropped the tire off just to see if they could fix it. Like, if they would pull it out, if it needed patched, they could patch it. If it was fine, then, no harm, no foul type thing. Picked up the CV axle, came back, turned out that the bearing had not gone all the way through, so that was good. Went back, we ended up needing a couple different tools, and so Ponsor went and grabbed some of those. But by the time he got back, Jose and I had the truck jacked up, the CV axle was off. Jose's he's crazy good taking off CV axles, and shout out to Ponsor for lifting your truck as high as it is, because it made working on it really, really easy. But yeah, I mean,
is he a bit of a mechanic, or
yeah? Well,
or has he done that before?
Say so. Yeah, he does. I mean, he works with heavy equipment, right? So
sure helped.
Yeah, it definitely helped. He was under there, just getting his hands dirty right off the bat. He was driving that thing, and yeah, I mean, after that it was 2-ish, I think, by the time everything was all said and done. So we're like, well, there's not really a point to load up the sleds.
About 2, we were headed off the mountain.
Yeah, and then go meet up with you guys just to ride the trail. So we ended up getting a couple sodas and jumping in the hot tub and relaxing a little bit, and then met up with you guys and got to hear about the day.
Yeah. So meanwhile, you guys were doing all that. Jaden, Jaden was the leader because he rides that area the most out of anybody else. So he was our leader. And yeah, I mean, the snow was just not
there.
It was doo-doo.
It wasn't there.
Yeah.
It was gone.
Yeah.
There was 6 feet, and then there was 2.5.
Yeah.
And it was all because of the sun. So I think everybody on this podcast knows what happens
a bunch too
when snow affects, or when the sun affects our snow.
Attaboy.
But basically, yeah, we get up there. I don't know what. I don't even know. We get up there and we're trying to play, and we're kind of stump thumping and trying to bend A-arms, and it was just like you couldn't really get too far. And I know we kept trying to get up higher, up higher, up higher. Well, everybody's got these short track mountain sleds, so everybody's heating up. Some guys don't have scratchers, and this, and so everybody, it just took us a long time to finally get up there. And then once we did get up there, we finally make it to like a bowl where we're like, okay, we're here. And Jaden's like, all right, you guys, we're gonna go on an adventure. And then we lost one of our guys, and we couldn't find him. So then once we backtracked to find him, we had figured out that Ski-Doo has a belt sensor on it, a clutch belt sensor. And I guess it was getting too hot and wouldn't let the sled run, so we basically collectively made a group to head back on T-Smith.
Yeah, Wiki was having sled problems, and I think it was, I think if I remember right, he had it set up for like his clutching and everything for like 9,000 feet.
Yeah.
And we were at like 35.
Oh, we were higher than that.
Well,
Were we?
I think
Oh,
the snow
yeah,
part
we were
was
at
probably
6.
about that. Once you get up there, you're
You
probably
can't.
6.
There would have been 0 snow at 35.
Well, there was, right?
Yeah, there was 0
Gravel.
snow. There was gravel.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, we had it up there. It wasn't nothing to do with really. I don't think it was his clutch too much. He was just overheating and getting detent codes, and me and Jaden kind of tried to hop on it and help, but we're not. I'm a good Polaris mechanic. I'm not a very good Ski-Doo mechanic.
Yeah.
I tried to split the sheets on her, and I was like, this is a foreign machine to me. So I figured instead of trying to tear, me and Jaden did, we'd like unhook the sensors, all sensors, unhooked everything, you know. And, well, I guess Ski-Doos won't start with like Polaris. You can unhook your ECU, you know, to see if it's an electrical problem. Well, Ski-Doos can't do that because the shot runs through it and all that, and doesn't have a pull rope. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. Downhill sounds pretty good from here.
Yeah.
So we ended up going back to a bull though.
Yeah, because it wasn't too far away.
Yep. What was that? Moose
Yeah,
Bowl or
Moose
something?
Moose Lake, I think. Yeah, so we went and played in there for a little bit.
Some dudes were ripping bow ties in there. That snow didn't. It was all right.
Yeah, and then we made our way back down the mountain, loaded up, went back to the lodge, and for dinner we had the pulled pork and brisket tacos.
So good.
I ate so
That was
much.
tough.
I
you
made
can't
dough.
tell,
It was massive.
The food was the highlight of the weekend.
So
Dude,
Yeah, 100%.
I ate way too much food. I ate myself sick. That was so good.
Yeah.
All I remember is we had brisket, right? And so me and Shay are kind of like in the back of the line, just trying to like get everybody, you know, let everybody else go. And so Shay's rolling through there, and everybody else had done picked all the fine pickings off the top of the brisket, you know. So Shay goes up there and he's digging through there, and he goes, bingo, or something. I don't know what he said, but he goes, look at this baby, and pulls out a full brisket steak, like they forgot to tear it up. It was just a full slab of brisket. And so like everybody's like putting shredded brisket, you know. Shay just slaps a piece of steak on a tortilla and then puts some pico stuff on it. And he's like, yeah, that's perfect. And the guy's like, no, I'll shred that. And Shay's like, nope, this is way better. You're not gonna shred this.
It was so good.
Dude, I was laughing so hard. Just a piece of steak and a taco.
Yep. Yeah, it was a good dinner. And then after that, we just hung out.
Ping pong
tournament.
Some gnarly, intense ping pong tournaments.
That was fun.
When did we do the powwow? Was that night 1 or night 2? I think that was that night, wasn't it? Yeah, after
Yeah, it
we
was
had
that
the tacos.
same night. Oh, yeah.
Was
yeah,
the Ponsor
we did
had a little
some
powwow?
podcasts
Yeah.
and beating the drums. Powwow.
Had to get my ancestral twine all tangled in.
Yeah. And then, hung out.
Save 22 minutes via Hermiston Highway.
Nah, no thanks. I don't really feel like it.
We don't want to get there sooner.
So hung out, had a good time, partied the rest of the night, and then woke up the next day, and Wiki decided to drive back home, which was unfortunate because he ended up driving a total of like 52 hours to ride half a day.
10
kind of.
miles?
I
15?
felt so bad for him.
Yeah, that sucks.
Hey, what's up guys? It's Tyler with SledSend. Wanted to take a second of your guys' time and ask for your guys' support for what we're doing with the brand of SledSend. So if you guys are enjoying, the podcast episodes with all the different guests, the tour videos and such, check out SledSend.com. We have a variety of different merch. Every order comes with air fresheners and stickers. And like I said, we appreciate your guys' support. We need it to continue to do this. And without further ado, let's get into the video.
So we went out to a much different zone. Found some better snow. Had a lot more fun the second day.
I had fun.
Yeah,
for
the second
sure.
day was. I mean, I wasn't there the first day, but the second day I had a great time.
Did it
Same.
snow on us overnight? Yeah, it full
snowed.
reset. I forgot. We had snow
Yeah.
at the lodge.
Yeah.
There was like an inch or two at the lodge. So yeah, the parking lot. So then yeah, second day, all that gravel that we then had was more of a slush, at least. You know,
Yeah.
it wasn't just straight gravel. It was on the way back, but
Yeah.
at least going up, it wasn't near as bad.
Yeah. So day 2 was a lot better.
And
We
then
had
we got
a
all
lot of
twisted
fun.
down there in the creek, and Jeff was throwing 360 hopovers on a creek bed. And
Yeah, he was. And then we had a bent alpha rail
oh, I forgot about that.
lanes.
Oh yeah, lanes.
Did you guys see that happen?
Yeah, he
Were
was
you
following
around
me.
him? Because I wasn't next to him.
Yeah.
Because you and I were with Ponsor and Jeff and
He was
Jose.
following me up through this really crappy, like, it's a drainage. So, and there was a lot more water than snow in that drainage. And anyways, we came up to like the big, like an uprooted tree that's got the roots and everything just shown. It's like a 10-foot huge deal. So I come up to that and I go, oh shoot. So I went right and like peeled around it and then went up, and he was following, on the tracks or whatever. And I just made the decision like, oh, he was going to burn around left. Well, he burnt left into like a 15-foot hole where the tree had uprooted, and now the creek like ran down through it. So he tacoed up his alpha rail pretty good, and he also blew his clutch out the first day too.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah, 100 feet from the pickups, his clutch goes ping and pops clear off.
Yeah.
So we did rebuild that all night. I forgot that. More working on sleds.
Yep.
So we rebuilt the clutch. Thank goodness Lane brought a spare. What a great move. And then the next day he had a tacoed rail.
Yep.
And he's on his way to rim shot.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was a pretty killer day, and overall it was a pretty awesome event. And talking with Jaden and Ponsor, we're definitely going to do something very similar from a giveaway standpoint between the three of us. So there'll be more details on that coming soon. It'll be next season, obviously now, but then also talking amongst the SledSend team, we get hit up pretty often for people wanting to ride and stuff. So we kind of had the idea to be able to, also host just a general SledSend ride out of the lodge and everything. But that would be more like, whoever wanted to come, they have to pay their way, pay for the lodging, pay for the food.
Like winners, if you win one year and you'd love to come back again, then like, hey, come join us.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out what the details on that are. If we want them to
8 minutes via Hermiston Highway.
return, give them the option first before we open it up, on socials or whatever. But we haven't.
We'll thumb that out.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. But we like the idea of doing that out of the lodge because I think it's a cool concept for everybody to stay together, eat together, hang out, and get to know each other versus like staying at a hotel or something where everybody's kind of separated and stuff. And so shout out to Hoffbauer and the Aspen Creek Lodge. It's a pretty dope setup. So we would like to,
Yeah, you got people. I think they rent that place out year round, don't they?
Yep.
So
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I'll put the
They
link
do snowmobile
in the
rentals.
description. Yep. Yeah, they just started that.
They have 4-wheeler and razor stuff, don't they? Or
I
they
think
were
they want to
starting?
get into some of that. Pretty
Trying to
sure.
do a little bit of the Polaris adventure stuff. So.
Yeah. So we'll put the link in the description to check that out. But yeah, what's your guys' overall thoughts on doing more events and stuff like that?
I think that'd be fun. To your point, there's people that want to come out and ride. Logistically, right, that does kind of get hard at times because we do have things scheduled like with SledSend, and then we obviously have our own riding, right, with like our family and stuff like that. And that's obviously pretty important to us. But I think having like a time where whoever wants to come out and ride can come out and ride, but just kind of be responsible for themselves as well. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. Jeff, what about you?
Why so
You
quiet?
haven't said anything
Yeah,
in
you
this
haven't
podcast.
talked
Remember
at
what I
all.
told you guys?
This entire episode.
Remember what I
dude.
said?
I'm falling off.
He needs to
I
talk
told
to
you guys.
That's
I
why.
got tired. I mean, yeah. I think it's.
Just a little recap or
I
a
mean,
background
yeah.
of what's going on right now. We're coming back from Albany Lodge while we're shooting this. And so we are still 5 hours and 45 minutes away from home. It's been a long weekend, long drive.
Jeff's been 2.5 hours of sleep last
Jeff's been
night.
editing
With
back here the
rain.
whole time.
But
Only a couple hours.
we're trying to wake Jeff up right now, get him out of his shell.
Shameless plug. Well, not if they're listening.
I mean,
True,
if there isn't
true.
any other points to make, I mean, we can wrap this episode up. We just wanted to kind of touch on, as a team, overall how the event went and what our thoughts were, and just touch on the success of it. It was just kind of an idea. We put it together, and it converted really well. So
What was
the winners had an awesome time.
Yeah,
That was really cool to see.
that was really
so
cool.
we know that it's we're headed in the right direction with the concept. You
Yeah.
know, so
Absolutely.
anytime you can build the community a little more, that's what events are good for.
Yeah, that was one thing. Like all the
We made
riders
friends.
and one thing that we continue to get, that's kind of cool is riding with those guys. I talking to them, hey, what do you think? How is it or whatever? And the guys were all like, this is really cool. I have buddies that I ride with, or whatever, but it's like they were like, everybody was so thrilled with the team aspect, that they could come and be a part of the team for the weekend, because the team thing is kind of it's something special, when you can have guys that you're all dedicated into the same thing, like exactly how each of you ride, where each of you are probably going to pick their lines, and type of stuff. And I think when all those guys seen that and how well we all ride together, interact together, bump skis off each other and all that, they were like, this is really cool. Like a lot of people, I think, just kind of go ride with a buddy or two and is what it is, and they go out for the day or they ride with their parents' family, and it's kind of cool having that team aspect. So I know talking to a bunch of those guys, they were thrilled on that. Even Cole Keats, the big racer, I mean, he works on a jet boating racing team every weekend or whatever in New Zealand, it seems like. I've seen him post all the time, so he knows all about the team aspect and everything. And he was like, you guys, this is really cool. He really liked it. So I think it's something that we need to continue to do, and I think it's only going to evolve from here. Like everything, it's just going to get bigger and better. So how we navigate through that, definitely people out there, like what would you guys maybe like want to see out of it or something?
Yeah, let us know. Give us some
Like
feedback.
if you guys do a team ride or you've done one before or done one with the bigger people, like shoot it our way, and definitely get entered and win the next one.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, cool. I mean, I think that's a pretty good recap of the weekend. So
Agreed.
we'll go ahead and wrap up this episode. And I think that's the question, right? Like Kobe just asked that. And so let us know. Give us your guys' feedback and thoughts on
the team
where we
ride.
should take it, or what you would like to see or not see or whatever. So give us your guys' feedback. So any final points? We good?
No. Yeah.
Thanks to the Coeur Freshie boys once again for showing us around. Ponsor,
leading us.
I loved doing the powwow with you. And that chef,
He's a little
the
ping
chef
pong shark,
killed it,
too.
man.
Yeah, it
And
was a good time.
shout out to all the riders for they all just stuck it out. Every one of them, I know there were some people at the beginning that were like, "Oh, you guys picked everybody you knew," but I didn't know all of them but one guy, and it was somebody opposite of who you knew.
Yeah.
And it was completely randomized, but it was just, I think it's cool that it was randomized and that all the people that all the winners, like they showed up. Like you contacted them, like, "Hey, can you make it?" And they were like, "Yep, we'll make it
except
happen." And then they showed
except
up.
for the one.
Well, I mean, that happens when you're an MMA fighter.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, they all showed up. Dudes were prepared and had pretty dang good
They all
sleds,
ripped.
and
They
really ripped.
it was a good group.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a kick-ass time.
So look forward to the next one for sure.
Yep. Well, cool. We'll go ahead and wrap this episode up. We appreciate you guys listening, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
See ya.